The northern hairy-nosed wombat, Lasiorhinus creftii, also known as yamanan, is one of the world's rarest and most critically endangered mammals. This Australian marsupial is a fascinating burrowing creature with a rich history and a precarious present. Design and characteristics. Appearance. Northern hairy-nosed wombats are heavily built, robust animals with a broad head, short, powerful legs, and strong claws for digging. They have soft gray fur, distinctive longer and more pointed ears, and a broader muzzle fringed with fine whiskers, which gives them their hairy nose name and helps them detect food in the dark due to their poor eyesight. Females are generally slightly larger than males with an extra layer of fat. Size. They are the largest of the three wombat species, reaching up to 1 meter in length and weighing an average of 32 kilograms, though they can reach up to 40 kilograms. Locomotion. Despite their sturdy appearance, they are surprisingly agile and can run at speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour over short distances. Unique pouch. Like all wombats, the female has a unique backward-opening pouch. This adaptation is crucial for their burrowing lifestyle, preventing dirt from entering the pouch and harming the joey. Dentition. Their incisors, front teeth, grow continuously throughout their lives, a characteristic shared with rodents, which helps them grind down the abrasive grasses they consume. Longevity. They can live for a surprisingly long time, with an average lifespan estimated at over 20 years in the wild, and some individuals living over 30 years in captivity. Habitat and ecology. Historical range. Fossil records indicate that northern hairy-nosed wombats were once widespread across Victoria, New South Wales, and Queensland. Current distribution. Today, their population is extremely fragmented and critically endangered, primarily confined to 3 locations in Queensland. Epping Forest National Park, scientific, in central Queensland. This is home to the largest remaining natural population. Richard Underwood Nature Refuge near St. George in southern Queensland. A second population was established here. Powrunna State Forest near St. George, Queensland, a third site with translocations from Epping Forest, was established in 2024 to create another self-sustaining population. Preferred habitat. They prefer semi-arid grasslands on sandy soils, which are essential for constructing their extensive burrow systems. Burrow systems, warrens. These wombats are expert diggers, creating complex networks of tunnels known as warrens. Burrows can be up to 20 meters long, half a meter wide, and 3–5 meters deep, often with multiple entrances. The roots of large trees often provide structural support for their burrows, and tree crowns offer shade. They mark their burrows with dung and urine. Diet. Their diet consists almost entirely of grasses, including native species like black speargrass, bottlewasher grasses, and threon grass. Unfortunately, their habitat has been infested with introduced buffel grass, which outcompetes native species. Solitary nature. While they can share burrows, especially females, they are generally solitary animals, making them difficult to observe in the wild. Low metabolic rate. They have a very low metabolic rate compared to other marsupials, allowing them to go without food for several days when resources are scarce. Conservation status and threats. The northern hairy-nosed wombat is listed as critically endangered by the IUCN under the Australian Environment Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act 1999, EPBC Act, and under Queensland's Nature Conservation Act 1992. Their population was once as low as 35 individuals in the early 1980s, but thanks to intensive conservation efforts, numbers have increased to over 400 by 2024. Key threats include extremely small population size. This makes them highly vulnerable to genetic inbreeding, loss of genetic diversity, and stochastic events, e.g., disease outbreaks, droughts, floods, wildfires, habitat loss and degradation. Historically, clearing for agriculture and development significantly reduced their range. Ongoing issues include the spread of invasive buffel grass, which outcompetes their preferred native food sources. Competition for food. Competition with introduced grazing animals like cattle, sheep, and rabbits has been a major factor in their decline, especially during droughts. Eastern gray kangaroos also compete for food. Predation. Introduced predators such as dingoes, wild dogs, and foxes pose a significant threat, particularly to young wombats. Disease. Diseases like toxoplasmosis from cat feces are a potential threat. Drought and wildfire. While wombats can shelter in their deep burrows during fires, both drought and fire destroy their food resources. Human interference. Historical hunting for their fur contributed to their decline. Conservation efforts. Extensive and ongoing conservation efforts are critical for the survival of the northern hairy-nosed wombat. Protected areas and fencing. Establishing and maintaining protected areas like Epping Forest National Park and Richard Underwood Nature Refuge is paramount. Predator-proof fencing has been installed around these areas to protect wombats from dingoes and other predators. Population monitoring. Continuous monitoring of wombat populations, e.g., through DNA analysis of hair samples, GPS transmitters, helps track their health, movements, and reproductive success. Supplementary feeding. When necessary, supplementary feeding is provided to community involvement and partnerships. Collaboration between government agencies, like the Queensland Department of Environment and Science, non-profit organizations, e.g. the Wombat Foundation, Australian Wildlife Conservancy, indigenous communities, e.g. Gungari Native Title Aboriginal Corporation, and corporate sponsors, e.g. Glencore, is fundamental to securing funding and implementing recovery programs. Public awareness, raising public awareness about the plight of the northern hairy-nosed wombat encourages support for conservation initiatives. The northern hairy-nosed wombat remains critically endangered, but dedicated conservation efforts have demonstrated that with sustained commitment, this unique Australian marsupial can be brought back from the brink of extinction. Supplementary feeding. When necessary, supplementary feeding is provided too.